In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a risk to reward tool using the Fibonacci tool in Thinkorswim. In other apps such as TradingView and other apps, they actually have built-in risk to reward tools, but they don't have them built into Thinkorswim. So I'm going to show you how to use the Fibonacci tool and to how to manipulate that to become a risk to reward tool for you. All right, so let's get right to it. All right, so right here we have a daily chart of Tesla. I'm going to show you actually how it works, and then I'm going to show you how to do your settings so that you can do the same. All right, so this is a recent chart of Tesla. Actually, just Friday it closed, February 28th, as you can see here. All right, so there's situations where you get into a trade, right? And you want to place a stop loss level, and then you may want to visualize where your take profit levels will be. So this tool will help you do that. You can actually you can set it to 2 to 1, 3 to 1, or however you want to set it. I'm gonna show you how to do it now. Right, so let's get right into it. So first and foremost, to access your drawing tools in Thinkorswim for those who are newer to using the charting features, you can hit your the middle mouse button. If you have the little flywheel on your mouse, you just click that middle button, and then while you're anywhere on the chart, it'll bring up this drawing tools window here. Okay. All right. So what we're going to be using today is this Fibonacci retracement level tool here. It has the percentage symbol only because you have something over here with it, but the one with the percentage symbol, and it'll let you know that it's a Fibonacci retracement. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so say for instance on this Tesla chart here, you take an entry on this daily candle here. Let's say you get in at the lows of it, and your rationale is that it, for the first time in a long time, it has closed under the 50 moving average. This red line, by the way, is the 50 period simple moving average on the daily chart. Okay, so let's say your rationale was that you got in because it actually broke under, and it closed under the Fibonacci. I'm sorry, it closed under the simple moving average, right? So what you would do is you would get your Fibonacci tool here. Again, I'm going to show you how to do it in your settings, how to set the levels. But what you would do is you would click on your entry, wherever your entry point is, right? You would left click on it. It would bring up this Fibonacci tool here, as you can see. And now the next thing you want to do is drag your level to wherever you would be normally place your stop level. So in my case, I would place it at the last swing high, the last structure point on the daily chart, that is. All right. So once you pull your tool over, or you move your mouse over to where your stop will be, now you can set it here. So now you'll just left click and now it's set. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing your entry level, which is the black line here. You're seeing your take profit level, your stop loss level, which is the red line here. And just by you setting these two levels, you now have your take profit 1 and take profit 2 levels. In this case, this is a 2 to 1 level, and right here is 3 to 1. So what I mean is, for those new, a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio is you making 2 times more than you're risking. And for those who do know, in the long run, with that risk to reward ratio, even if you have a 50% win rate, you would still be profitable in the end because you're taking more profit when you do win than you're losing on your losses. All right, so I have it color coded, but you can change these colors to whatever color you like. All right, so what happened is you can see here, once you set your entry level and your stop loss, these levels are already set. So now you can actually step away and wait for price to get to your levels, and take profit, or reconsider when it gets to those levels. All right, so this green line here is your first take profit. In this case on Tesla, you just about hit it uh, down here. So now let's get right into how you do these settings, okay? And then I'll show you one or two more examples, and I'll get out of your way. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to pull up the Fibonacci tool, and you can put it anywhere on the chart that you want, anywhere. Just place it anywhere on the chart, and you're just gonna plot it. So the thing you want to do is, once you plot it, you want to go ahead and right click on the actual plot that you have, the Fibonacci tool plot. So you just plot it anywhere. Just go to the drawing tool. Another way to get to drawings, if you don't know how to get to it using your mouse, you'd simply go up here to where it says drawing in this menu here, and then you would go down to drawing tools. You would just scroll down until you get the drawing tools here, and then you would come down to the Fibonacci retracement. All right, and once you have that chosen, you left click anywhere on the chart one time, and then you drag to any point that you want, left click again, and it'll set it. All right, so once you do that, now you want to right click on the Fibonacci tool that has been plotted. Then you're going to go to edit properties. So let's do that again. You're going to right click on this tool, go here to edit properties, which is the first option. You're going to click into that, and here we are with the settings. That this is where you're going to change your settings to make it a 2-to-1 tool. All right, so as you can see, there are many other levels here, but really only thing I want you to focus on is the ones that are checked, because these are the ones that will be visible on the chart. So the only thing you need to do is you just go into one of the coefficients here. There are going to be some preset amounts there. You may gonna have the 0.5, which is the 50% level. You may have those already set, but whatever is there, if there is nothing there, what you want to do is you want to go down here to add curve. Okay, I can't add anymore because I already have my limit, but what you would do is, in fact, let me take one of these out just so I can show you. All right, so I removed that. So now what you do is go to add curve, right? And once you add a curve, you just simply left click in where the numbers are. All right, and then you just simply want to change the number to, you're going to use the number 0 for 1. You're going to left click the visible. You want to make it visible. Then you're going to add another curve. So you're going to have a total of, you can have 4 or 5 Fibonacci coefficients here, right? I have many others. Don't mind these unchecked boxes. These are my own personal setting ones, but you're just gonna focus on having about 5 of these windows here, right? And so for each one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put 0 in one. The next one you're gonna put 1. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna plot your actually entry level. The 0 is going to be where your stop loss is going to be, and then the 3, and then you'd put 3 and 4. So I'm going to put 4 here, right? And you also can put 2, the number 2, so you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, as I have it here, right? The next thing you want to do is change the colors to your liking. In my case, you would just go to the colors, you would left click on the color and change it to whatever color you like. So in my case, the 100 line is your entry line. Just make a note of that. The 1 line, the number 1, is your entry line. So you can change that to whatever colors you like. In my case, I have it as black. Okay. The 0 line is your stop loss level. Put this in your notes. The 0 level is your stop loss. You can make this Go over to color and make it whatever color you like. I have it as red. Okay. And then for the profit target levels, which is going to be 2, 3, 4, and you can go up as high as you want, 5 to 1. So with the Fibonacci tool, your 2 to 1 actually starts at the number 3. I know that sounds confusing, but I'm going to show you what I mean. So the 2 is actually a 1 to 1 level. Let me plot that on the chart so you can see. I'm going to make it visible. So when you put the number 2 into one of these spots, it's going to plot a line which is going to actually be the 1 to 1 level. So basically your risk to reward when it hits that 200% level is going to be a 1 to 1. So I actually uncheck it so that you can know that you're going to have at least a 2 to 1 visible on your chart. So 3 is actually your 2 to 1 level, 4 is actually your 3 to 1 level, and so on and so on. I know it's a bit confusing, but that's the way that the Thinkorswim has it. So let me show those levels so you can see what I mean. So you can go to show coefficients. They should already be by default showing. I have them as do not show, but let's put them on the left and let's just go to OK to show you. So this is what I mean. And this is why when you put the 1, it means 100%. When you put the 3, the number 3, it actually makes the 300% level on the Fibonacci. When you put the 4, it actually applies, it's the 400% level. Okay. So let's right click, go back into it. All right. And the color I had for that, I actually had it off. So now the next thing you want to do is the style of your lines. You can put a solid line. You can change it to a dotted line. The options are yours to the choosing. Okay. All right. But I keep them solid. But you can make them dotted. You can make them dash. But you have 3 options here. All right. So you just go over to style, and then you go down to each one of your numbered visible markings, and then you change the line to your liking. For me, I have it on solid. The next thing you want to do is the width of the width of the lines. Now, I personally like to have them, stand out from any other markings on the chart. So I always do a width of 2. You can do a width of 1, you can do a width of 2, a width of 3. You kind of play around with this to see how thick you want the line. So for example, let me just change the 1 line. Let me change it to, let's say, a 5, just for kicks. You see how thick the line gets. So if you really want that to stand out, you do that. If you want it as a thin line, go to 1 with 1, and you'll see that this is, you know, less visible. I mean, some people may want it this way. All right, so anywho, let's get that back to the settings. All right, so once you have placed your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and made those visible, now you can show the coefficients to help you, or you can simply turn them off. So that way, oh yes, and then the left extension is off, right extension is on. So that way you'll see the plot go to the right. If you don't have that turned on, the Fibonacci tool will only be where you placed it. But if you want to be able to kind of have it go out to in the future, so that way as price moves later on, it'll get to these levels and you don't have to keep replotting the Fibonacci tool. All right, so once you have those levels here and you have these settings as you see up here, all right, I have show price, but you can actually turn that off as well and just only have the lines here. If you just really only want to have your lines, your take profit levels, you can do that. All right, so once that's all set, you would actually go to save as default because now you want this to every time that you use the Fibonacci tool, you want it to act as a risk to reward tool. Okay, so you save it as default and then you click OK. And so now this is what you'll get. And I actually have this line light. Let me make this 2. All right, this is what you'll get. So I'm going to show you another example if you didn't really catch that. All right. So, and even if you did, let's go to, for instance, let's go back here. When price of Tesla closed over, it closed over the 50 moving average for the first time back here on October 24th. And as you can see, it took off from there. So let's say from this first day, you see it close over that 50. So what you would do is you would once you have your Fibonacci tool selected here, you would left click wherever you entered. Let's just say you entered near the high there of that candle. You left click once, and now you just pull your mouse down to wherever your stop loss would be. In my case, it's going to be under this structure level here. Okay. And once you get that there, then you left click again, it will set it. So now, as you can see, you have your entry, you have your stop loss. If price comes down to here, you know to get out, and you have your 2-to-1 level here. Right. So if once price gets here, you know you have made a 2-to-1 profit to your risk. Okay. And what I'll do also, let's go to a smaller time frame, because as you can see, you look at the price here. That's why I got the price here, so you can kind of know how much you're risking, right? So you see that your entry was at the over here, 261, and your stop, that's kind of a far stop, that's $50. Nobody wants to risk that much, right? But you may if you're a swing trader. But let's go to a 1 hour chart. So that way it makes it more realistic if you're a day trader, right? So let's say, for instance, right here, I'm going to come to an example where price of Tesla here on a 1 hour chart for the first time here, it went under the 50. And this is when it went on its bear run starting, what was this, on February 20th, not too long ago, a couple days ago, when it started its bear run. So let's say you got in once it broke under this 50 moving average. This red line is the 50 moving average, okay? All right, so what you'll do is you would pull up your Fibonacci tool with your settings set for the profit target levels that I showed you and the stop loss level. Okay, so let's say you get in right here at the close of this, and let me zoom in so you can see it a little better. You get in at the close of this candle here, right? Okay, so you would left click. This is going to be your entry level. And now you're going to go find wherever your stop level is going to be. Some people may put their stop here at the 50 moving average. For me, I'm going to put it at the top of this structure level here. Right. And now you're going to click again. So now you have your stop loss level. You have your entry. And now automatically you have your 2-to-1. So really and truly, you can walk away and just set your alerts or set your orders. You can do a limit order for it to take you out, once it hits this level. All right. And then you actually have the level and the price level so that you can use that as your to put in your order. So here you are. So now say you're in here, price did come back, but it never went to your 2-to-1. Now here, you got in at 350 something, and your stop loss is not nearly as far as how it was on a daily chart. And again, if you want, you don't have to do the top of that level. If you want to be more aggressive with your stop loss, you can put it, just over price or just over your entry, just before your entry. But then now your 2-to-1 is smaller, but that's okay. So now you only wanted to risk a couple dollars. So look here, price came back, but it never hit your stop loss. And then it eventually hit your target, 2-to-1. And then the next line here would be 3-to-1. And then you can go ahead, if you want, you could set a 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and as many as you want. Okay. All right. And how would you do that? Go to edit properties of the Fibonacci, and you would just add, you would put a 5, you would add a 5 line, a 6 line, 7 line, so on. All right. I hope this helped you guys. Let me go ahead and let me just drill a point home. Let me go to chart of Netflix here and do it again. But this time we're gonna do for an up move, right? All right, so take a look at Tesla here, right? Let's say, for instance, this is a daily chart of Netflix. I'm sorry, this is a daily chart of Netflix. So let's say, once it had this downtime back here, and then it broke back over the 50 moving average here. And from there, you see it took off, right? So let's say your entry was, you know, at the top of this candle here. Let me zoom in here. Top of this candle. You left click with your Fibonacci tool, load it up. Left click here where you would enter that. And in this case, I put my stop under structure. It'll be down here, right? You just pull the mouse down to that, and now you set it, right? So now here it is. You have your stop loss and then your 2 to 1. So if you're a swing trader and you took your trade here, you just set it and forget it. Set your take profit level at 891. You can place your limit orders to take you out once it gets there. And then you'd set your stop loss if it goes here. But in this case, you see, it did pull back, but never near your stop loss. Went up again, pulled back again to your entry level, actually. And then it slowly but surely got up to your 2 to 1. All right. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to make a video to show you, how you can make your trading a little easier. I hope this helped. If you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to learn more about trading and technical analysis from a pro trader, a trader who's been doing this for a long, long time, you can go into the bio and get the book. I have a book on Amazon. It's called How to Day Trade with Beginners in Mind. All right, so until the next time, guys, take care.